How to thrive in 25 in 5 easy steps. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're joining me from on a magical Monday at 1 o'clock South Africa time. Yes, it's a new year. We all know that. What do we do in New Year? We set new goals. We all do this. And we will aim to start out by doing whatever it takes to make 2025 a year to thrive and no longer merely survive. As let's be honest, last few years have been quite a challenge if you really look at them. But how often do we then feel stuck? Likely, we start feeling a little bit anxious as we move into the year, perhaps even overwhelmed. And often we don't know where to really begin. This peace, this calm, this tranquility that you found over Christmas is slowly starting to slip away and potentially being replaced by, well, stress, fear, anxiety. Doesn't need to be this way. So I've got 5 tips I'm going to be sharing with you, strategies and tools to help you get focused and stay focused throughout the year. And we really want to keep it quite simple. But before I climb in, for those who don't know me, my name is Tim Wagner. I'm a previously burnt out corporate executive, now turned international speaker and a professional pointer. You know how you hit a point in your life where stress becomes overwhelming and so impacting your personal and business life? Well, I point high functioning business leaders and teams in a new direction to overcome stress and anxiety and avoid burnout. I really believe that we can all stress less, live and lead far more productive lives, so becoming more impactful, successful, and fulfilled, not only in our business, but in our home lives as well. So what do I share with you every Monday when I do my lives at the same time? Well, this is a 15-minute soundbite. That's why I call it a lunch and learn. Ideal time in South Africa anyway for lunch, or maybe you're in the UK, or it's afternoon tea, or morning tea. And if you're in the US, it's breakfast. Wherever you are, this is a soundbite of information where I'm going to share some value, something that I've realized or using myself in order to help me move forward, as well as my clients in my professional pointer coaching program. So if you find value in this, there's my QR code. Scan that to join my free community. And you can also then click on there to book a free 30-minute discovery call with me. No obligation, just a chat. So scan that QR code, and I'm going to be bringing it up later or below. Once you've clicked like and subscribe, if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, you put a comment there, because we're going over multiple platforms. You'll also find the link there as well. Let's climb straight in, guys. Number 1 of my 5 tips for you: strengthen your mind. It's about creating a new paradigm of thinking. We've all heard and understand the quote of Einstein, where he says, you cannot solve the problem with the same mind that created it. But what does that actually mean? You see, you need to reach outside that information that you have had access to all the years. You need to reach outside of it for some new thinking, some guidance to help you to be able to live the life that you actually desire. You know that everything you need is on the other side of the information that you have already. You can't control that side, being the external world, but you can control your internal one. This is why it starts with your mindset, not with what everybody else thinks and knows and does. So when you look back on 2024, when did you learn the most? Was it when things were going easy and you were in a comfort zone, or when things were tough? When you were hit with obstacles and challenges and issues and problems? When did you learn the most? See, the paradigm shift comes when you realize that every challenge leads you to learning something. And when you learn something, that's when you realize that it's actually gift wrapped very tightly sometimes in a lesson. And when you're learning, do you actually ever get anything wrong? Do you actually ever have failures, challenges, and obstacles? Because Those are the times that we growth. So the new perspective, the paradigm shift, is that nothing can actually go wrong when you're strengthening your mindset. Number 2, strengthen your body. Fitness and health. Now, isn't January the time when people go, yes, this year I'm going to lose 20 kilos and I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to be running five kilometers a day. We all set these weight and exercise goals. And how often do we actually achieve them? How often do we maintain that consistency? Right. You know the answer. When your body and your mind goals are not connected, you're going to dilute your potential for significance and success. There's 100% connection between what your body needs and what your mind needs, between your intention and your attention and your commitment. How you think is determined by your state of feeling. How you feel is determined by how you think. So there's a strong connectivity of it. Did you set goals for health and fitness last year? How long did you maintain them? Perhaps if you didn't do very well or you didn't achieve what it is that you were looking for, it's about time to change the paradigm of it. What sidetracked you? What kept you from actually achieving it? You're far more capable of doing these things than you realize. So my tip in this situation is do one small thing a day. 2 years ago, I set a strategy or goal that I was going to do triathlons. I never made my triathlons, but I'm not disappointed as I ran multiple half marathons and even a full marathon. But when I was training, from never having been a runner before, every day when I ran, every second day at the beginning, and I built up, I would just run 1 minute more or to the next block, to the next corner. And the next day I ran to that point and I set myself the goal for the following day. 1% a day is all it needs. Sometimes we can just climb in with far too much energy, and that's when it's just not sustainable. Does it make sense? Number 3, strengthen your resolve. Find a coach. If you want the best year of your life, reach out to someone who can help take you there. Someone who's got your best interests at heart and is determined to help you get the results that you seek. See, when you're working with an accountability partner, with someone you can trust, who's outside of your circle of influence, who's not a friend or a family member, they are then become an essential part of your growth and will help you maintain the progress that you require. I remember when I left the corporate world in 2018, I had no clue what I was doing. I left due to burnout or stress and anxiety. But I went on a journey to discover who I was, what my path is, and what my life is all about. But I did it on my own. I started 4 businesses and, well, failed 4 businesses. And as you've heard before, they weren't failures because I call these my very expensive life lessons, or my university fees, if you want. So what took me 4 years to realize, I could have short-circuited that by actually having a coach. And it took me 4 years to actually then realize, hang on a second, if I keep doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it, I'm going to carry on getting the same results. And I heard the statement, cut a check for speed. I then found somebody who I wanted to emulate, somebody who had already been down the path that I was on. And they helped me get to where I wanted to go faster, more significantly, more successfully. And I'm still on that journey now. And I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for the multiple coaches that I've had. So yes, you may get to where you want to go. Yes, you may become who you want to become or do what you want to do, but it can be very lonely. It could take you a long time, and it can take you down a very costly path of not only finances, but time lost as well. Or you can find somebody else that can become your accountability partner, your coach in your journey of discovery. Number 4, let's move in. Strengthen your success. This is about setting goals. Now, if setting goals was actually so simple, then don't you think everybody would do it and we'd be achieving all of our goals all the time? but it's not actually that easy. What if there's something basic that's missing from the goal setting that we all schedule? Every year I've got some of my goals are written up there behind me. I've got my goals in my book, and I've got my strategies, the big things that I want to achieve and the small things that are going to help get me there. They're essential in the direction, in maintaining that I keep going in the same direction. But here's what I've learned about goals. When we become too specific about what we want, saying exactly the outcome, by when, how much, what it is, what I've discovered is that I'm restricting what is ultimately possible. I become so focused on that, I miss all the other possibilities that are infinitely available for me on the outside. When you focus on why you want the goal, it slightly changes now. When you focus on, yes, I've got that goal, I understand why I want it. Here's the next point. This is the fundamental part of goal setting. How does it make you feel? See, ultimately, yes, we want to lose weight. You want to get fitter. But why? When you've lost that weight, how do you feel? When you've bought that new car, how does it make you feel? That is what you're after. It's not the wealth and the money. It's what that brings you in the lifestyle and the feeling state that you have once achieving it. And here's the last point on goals for you. Identify your BHAG. What's a BHAG? It's a big, hairy, audacious goal. This is the one ultimate goal that once you've achieved it, many of the smaller ones begin to fall into place automatically. Focus on that one. And every day strive closer and closer to its achievement. Number 5, strengthen your service to others. Pay it forward. This one you do not want to miss out on. We can become so ingrained in our own goals and dreams and what we want to do. And yes, it's about self first. But along the way, you've got something that others need. Just as you have a need, a requirement, or want to have the support and guidance of others, you can, through the attainment of help, you can, let me get that right, you can, through helping them, get you to where you want to be quicker. Zig Ziglar had the most amazing quote, and I've loved this one for years. You can have everything in life that you want when you help enough other people get what they want. So find something that you have that others need, that others are in need of. The journey that you've been on last year, the struggles that you went through last year, the lessons you learned last year, somebody's going through that this year. Perhaps you could be the coach to them that you never had last year. We can all find a way to give back in service. It's not only about charging people, but it's also about how can I help you? No matter what your current situation is, you have something of value. Share it. So these are 5 things that you can do to strengthen and guide you to achieving your growth, your success, and your abundance that you rightfully seek. Which one of these is most impactful to you? Start there. Grow from that point and share it in the comments below. When you share it, not only do you guide and influence others, but it also makes it more real to you. From that one that you decide that you're going to start with, and ultimately you'll want all 5, but start with one. Start with that one area that is most applicable to you right here, right now, and every day, small, incremental steps. And if you want more suggestions or ideas of how you could implement this into probably what you're already running, a very overwhelming and exhausting life with family and business, and now trying to get back into the stream of things after a few weeks of holiday over Christmas, reach out to me. There's the QR code. Click the link below if you want. Join my Pathfinders community. It's a free community of like-minded people. I've got a lot more information. In fact, there's about recordings of 20 or so of past lives that I've got. If you found value in this, perhaps there's some other value in there. And that could be the start of your coaching program. I truly forward to discussing with you how I can help. So also please feel free to schedule that 30-minute discovery call with me. No obligations, just to share. I'd love to see how I can help you thrive in 25 and not merely survive. So until the same time next week, ciao for now.